qualifying position. He is filtered back now to the number 11 spot. Derek Daly, always an anxious moment now as this field circulates for a final time. They'll be anticipating a green flag, and those butterflies hopefully will settle quickly.
Oh, you hope they settle quickly. We heard Jack Baldwin say he wants to lead that first lap. However, Scott Sharp also wants to lead that first lap.
Baldwin picked up a bonus point for being on the pole. He wants to lead a lap to get another bonus point. Sharp wants to do the same. You see the top 5. They've made the turn off 14. They're coming up the hill. They'll be looking for the green flag momentarily. They climb the hill here in a very controlled pace. The alignment looks very, very good. It's a 3,600-foot straightaway, and look how tight they are as they almost lean on each other coming down. And now the green flag is displayed, and we're racing at Road America. That critical first turn. Who will it be? Which of the teammates will lead them into the corner? Baldwin with the inside, of course, has the line, but here comes Sharp in the 33 car, and Sharp from the outside will take the lead into the first of 14 turns on this circuit. A bit of a surprise, perhaps, because the young, aggressive Sharp has jumped out in front. Baldwin running second. You see then that it's Pickett who holds the number 3 spot as they wend their way through the first series of curves. Will actually be moving uphill and downhill around this great circuit.
And a surprise move there that he was able to pull that off so easily. Scott Sharp went down the outside of Jack Baldwin. Baldwin absolutely had the advantage, however, did not brake late enough.
Down through the shadows now. They come toward the turn 5. They'll swing to the left, and then they'll go back uphill. A series of turns and into the famed carousel. It's a great circuit that they compete on here, and you can see the field nicely strung out. There is Pickett running third. Robinson in the 74 car races in the number 4 position now. Aligned almost as they started. Nobody breaking away to any advantage just yet.
And you can get a real good idea of how much racetrack these cars use. You can see exiting the corners, they go right off the racetrack, up onto the curb, onto the rumble strips. We get a good look here at George Robinson in the Camaro chasing very hard. That is
Greg Pickett.
Greg Pickett who ran so well in qualifying to start inside second row.
Greg Pickett, who in fact won a race on this particular circuit back in the 70s in the heyday of his early Trans Am career. He won in 1978. Right now running in third, chasing the teammates up front, led by Scott Sharp. Now back in the pass. Back in the pack, we're watching Ron Fellows and Jim Durhog having a battle.
Oh, see what he did? He slides down the inside. This is under heavy braking for Canada corner. Now, Ron Fellows did not have a good qualifying session. Blew the engine up at the critical time and started way further back down the grid than he would have liked. But a great passing move there on Jim Durhag. The car bobs and weaves as he slides down the inside.
Takes over the number 5 position. He, as we mentioned, has been a contender in so many events this year. Has been dogged with a lot of frustration. And he has made his initial move, the first pass of the competition, as we've completed now the first lap. Let's go back and take a look now at the move here when Fellows made the pass.
This is 175 miles an hour down this long back straight. Now look at the way the car bumps over this bumpy inside section. See how close it is to the ground, bobs and weaves, and moves across a little bit. Jim Durhag has nothing else to do but release the line to Ron Fellows. Very good, nice, clean move.
Now we're taking a look at Stevens in the 65 car and the black 65. He's closing on the 40 car of Durhag, trying to close it up and perhaps make a challenge there as well. So Durhag not experiencing the best of opening laps in that battle for 6th place. He has lost a spot to Fellows and now being challenged by Stevens, who had his best qualifying effort as he started in the number 6 position in car number 65. Oh, here's problems. Bobby Archer is off the course, and dramatically off the course. We assume that he has pulled back off behind the safety barrier. That is what we understand. So Bobby Archer, who had all kinds of problems yesterday, had his qualifying time disallowed because he did not stop for a technical inspection, and then got back in and started this race today in the 7th spot in the grid, experiences difficulty on the 2nd lap, and apparently is through for the afternoon. There's a stunning surprise. Scott Sharp, meanwhile, continues to set the pace. Bobby Archer, the Archer brothers, have had quite a season, and we understand that he blew an engine. He was 2nd in the last race in Quebec and has had some strong finishes this year, 4 times in the top 5, but that will not be the case today at Road America.
The Yeah, this is this long back straight, Gary. That's the second of the Dodge cars. That's Tommy Archer trying to make it up. But look at Jim Stevens again. Closes up even closer now to Jim Derhack. So Jim Stevens, you mentioned it earlier, had his best qualifying. Now he is shadowing Jim Derhack. You see the brake lights there. They dab the brakes before they turn left under that bridge. But look at Stevens now. Under braking closes up.
He has been at only 3 Trans Am events this season, so he doesn't have as much time in the car as most of the other drivers, the regulars on the tour, but he is making his presence felt here in the early going. Now Robinson at 74 has Fellows moving now to the inside, headed toward that first turn, and we'll see if Ron Fellows can make up another pass here. Robinson, using up some racetrack, appears to have the line, and Robinson will hold the position at least for the moment.
And you can see what he was going to try and do. The same thing under braking, trying to slide down the inside. Did not get close enough, but Robinson was very, very late on the brakes and didn't allow Fellows to sneak down into that inside line.
And that battle that we're seeing right there, Robinson at 74, Fellows at number 4, 6 seconds behind the pace being set by the leader, Scott Sharp. Baldwin still runs second. Pickett is third. Now we see Robinson running in the 4th spot, and he is followed by Ron Fellows in car number 4. That's your top 5 of the early going here. This 100-mile Trans Am competition continues to hold the lead, but look at the pressure he's experiencing from teammate Jack Baldwin, the season points leader, right off the rear bumpers. You see the brake lights flicker on momentarily, and Pickett running third is only about 4 or 5 car lengths off that pace. Derek, you were making an interesting point here about the value of starting from the pole position.
Well, Jack Baldwin had a huge advantage because he had the inside line with that pole position right off the start. However, he did not brake late enough. And now look at the monumental job he has to try and pass Scott Sharp. And we can clearly see he is as fast as him. But the race story, as we can see it now, it revolves around that first corner. Jack Baldwin, let Sharp get off the hook.
Here come the leaders. Pickett running third. Now the battle for 4th coming by right now. Fellows has moved past, it appears, has moved into the 4th spot. He got by George Robinson, so Fellows has picked up a couple of positions. He has been the man who's been making the early move. Fellows, the Canadian driver in that Mustang, has picked up a couple of spots. And now another fight developing. Deborah Gregg flashes by, and we're back at mid-pack now as Randy Ruhlman right behind Gregg.
That's Randy Ruhlman right behind Deborah Gregg. Great quartet of cars here. We see that's Michael Dingman in the Roush car. Michael Dingman, 61 years of age. He's the oldest competitor here. Had a frightening moment in Thursday's test session here when he lost control going through the kick. But look at the battle of the lead here.
Pickett has closed up, and we've got a 3-car fight now as they sweep into that right-hand turn. The race for the lead, so action all over the track. At mid-pack, Gregg had her hands full in a race for 10th place, but up front, Sharp has his hands full, obviously, right now, trying to hold off not only Baldwin, but now Gregg Pickett is right there. 3 cars, virtually nose to tail at the front of the field.
Oh, look at Baldwin. He's going to have a little sneaky look down the inside. It's under braking. Then he's going to try it down here, Gary.
Let's see what happens now as they run literally side by side. Advantage goes to Baldwin.